There are moments when God whispers, and there are moments when He commands, and I believe this message is not an accident. If you're hearing my voice right now, it's because heaven set this appointment. The world tells you, be stronger, tougher, richer, louder. But inside, you feel something breaking. You see others moving on, building relationships, climbing ladders, and you, though you carry strength, still feel an emptiness. Maybe you've tried to drown it with work, with women, with noise, but silence always comes, and in that silence you hear the truth. You are not called to be ordinary. You are not called to be half alive. You are called to rise. There is a date circled in heaven's calendar, Friday, August 25, 2025. Why this date? Because God is preparing some of you to make a decision, to stop living small, to stop running, to stop wasting your breath chasing what cannot satisfy. That day is not just a date, it is an altar. You can choose to keep wandering, or you can choose to begin living the life you were meant for. If you've been feeling lost, broken, unseen, this message is your sign. Lean in, listen, because God doesn't waste words, and this one He kept ready just for you. You want to know the hardest person you'll ever face in this life? It's not the woman who walked away. It's not the boss who underestimated you. It's not the friends who disappeared when you needed them most. The hardest person you'll ever face is you. And here's the truth: most men spend their entire lives running from themselves. Running from silence, running from pain, running from the mirror that shows them who they really are. You bury yourself in distractions. You keep scrolling, keep swiping, keep numbing, and you think if you keep moving fast enough, you'll escape it. But here's the problem: you can't outrun your own soul. Every time you silence the noise, it catches up. That moment before bed, when you're staring at the ceiling, that's when the truth arrives, the ache, the loneliness, the disappointment in yourself. And listen, I know, it's terrifying, because if you face it, if you really sit with it, then you have to admit that something is broken. And you weren't trained for that. Nobody gave you a manual for how to deal with the weight of being a man. But here's what I want you to hear: silence is not your enemy. Silence is the place where God speaks. It's where clarity comes. It's where transformation begins. Every great man, every warrior, every king, every leader had to walk through silence before he walked into purpose. So stop running, stop numbing, stop pretending you don't hear it. Sit with it, feel it, let it break you if it must. Because what breaks you is what rebuilds you. And if you dare to confront yourself in the silence, you'll find the man you were meant to be. This is the first step. Not money, not status, not women, not validation, facing you. And if you don't face yourself now, life will force you to face yourself later, and it will cost far more. So tonight, instead of hiding in noise, I want you to be brave enough to turn everything off. No phone, no music, just silence, and in that silence ask the question you've been afraid to ask: who am I becoming? Because the answer to that question will determine everything. The world has lied to you about strength. From the time you were a boy, you were told don't cry, don't feel, don't show weakness. Be hard, be tough, be unshakable. And what happened? You built a mask. You learned how to act strong, but inside you've been carrying battles nobody sees. Here's the truth: that mask is killing you, because strength isn't about how much you can suppress. Strength is about how much you can face. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. It's the courage to say, yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I've failed. Yes, I need help. And only a strong man can do that. Think about it, steel is only steel because it went through fire. Diamonds only shine because they were crushed under pressure. You don't become stronger by pretending. You become stronger by allowing the fire to refine you. So I want you to hear me. It's okay to let someone in. It's okay to admit you're tired. It's okay to kneel before God and say, I can't carry this anymore. That's not weakness. That's the moment real strength is born. And when you start redefining strength, you stop competing with men who are pretending, and you start becoming a man who is actually free. So many men are exhausted, not because they're working hard, but because they're working for the wrong audience. Every decision is shaped by one question. Will this make them like me? Will this make her want me? Will this prove I'm enough? But let me ask you, who are you living for? Because if your worth depends on someone else's applause, then you've already given them your soul. That's why you feel empty even when you succeed. You post the picture, you get the likes, but by the next morning it's gone. You win her attention, but weeks later you're still questioning your value. Validation is a drug, and like every drug, it numbs you for a moment, then leaves you craving more. But listen, God never designed you to be a slave to other people's approval. He designed you to live out of identity, not applause. The world tells you, chase validation, and you'll be happy. But the truth is, validation is a moving target. Purpose is the only thing that lasts. The moment you stop living for likes and start living for legacy, everything changes. So hear me, stop wasting your life auditioning for people who don't even notice your pain. You are already enough. You don't need the crowd's approval when you carry the Creator's approval. Right now, masculinity is under attack. The culture says, be softer, be quieter, don't be a man. And the other side says, be louder, dominate, take what you want. But real masculinity is neither. Real masculinity is sacred. A true man doesn't use his strength to destroy. He uses it to build. He doesn't tear down women. He protects them. He doesn't compete with his brothers. He lifts them. He doesn't waste his energy chasing meaningless conquest. He invests his energy in something eternal. Sacred masculinity is this, knowing that your strength is a gift, and every gift comes with responsibility. If God gave you influence, you use it to lead well. If He gave you resources, you use them to provide, not to flex. If He gave you a voice, you use it to speak truth, not to manipulate. The man who builds will always outlast the man who destroys. Because one leaves scars, but the other leaves legacies, and that's the man you're called to be. Not a copy of culture, not a slave to lust, not a puppet of trends. A man rooted in honor, discipline, and responsibility. Sacred masculinity is not about being perfect. It's about being accountable to God, to yourself, and to those you're called to protect. Every man has felt it, that sting of rejection. Maybe she left you. Maybe your father never showed up. Maybe you poured your heart into something, and it fell apart. Rejection cuts deeper than we admit. It makes you question your worth. It convinces you that you're unlovable, unwanted, replaceable. But listen to me, rejection is not the end of your story. It's the redirection of it. Every wound carries a message, and the message of rejection is this: stop seeking identity in people who cannot give it. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like something in you died. But here's the truth: sometimes God allows rejection not to break you, but to free you. To free you from unhealthy attachments, to free you from people who could never see your value, to free you from places that would never grow you. Your pain can become your platform. The very thing that scarred you can become the reason someone else heals. Because once you've walked through rejection and survived, you carry authority to tell another man, brother, you will survive too. Don't waste your rejection. Redeem it, use it as fuel. Let it make you deeper, stronger, wiser. And most of all, let it push you closer to God, the only one who will never reject you. You've got one life, one shot, and the question is, what will you spend it on? The majority of men waste it chasing what doesn't last. They trade years of their life for likes on a screen. They trade energy for fleeting validation. They chase money, cars, women, applause, and wake up one day realizing they built nothing eternal. But there's a higher call, a call to live for legacy, not for likes, to build something that outlives you, to raise a family that thrives, to create work that impacts, to carry wisdom that guides, to leave behind a life that echoes after you're gone. Every man must choose. Do I want to be remembered for what I consumed, or for what I created, for what I took, or for what I gave, for the noise I made, or for the lives I touched? Legacy is built in silence. Legacy is built when no one claps. Legacy is built in the small daily choices, the discipline to show up, the courage to do what's right, the humility to serve when no one notices. Friday, August 25, 2025, is not just another date. It's an invitation, an altar, a reminder that you don't have forever to keep waiting. You must decide now. Will you live for noise, or will you live for legacy? Brother, listen. You are not here by accident. God called you to this moment. He circled this date for you to hear this. You've run long enough. You've hidden long enough. Now is your time, but here's the truth. You can't do this alone. Share this message. Pass it to the next man who's struggling. Because when one man rises, he gives permission for another to rise too. So if this hit you, like it, drop a comment, subscribe. Not for me, for the movement, for the brotherhood, for the calling on your life. This is your moment. Don't miss it.